You are as big as the people that surround you. You know what the Bible said? When the records of the mighty men of David was read, it said of one of them, it said Adoni the Esnite. He said the man took a spear and slew 800 men. One man was bigger than 800 men. He said Eleazar, the son of Dodo, he carried a spear and he fought from morning till night until his hands became glued. The guy became one with his weapon. These were the men of David. Shammah, the son of Agag, he said the army of Israel ran from their enemies. He stood his ground. He fought and defended the land. One man was stronger than a battalion. I'm telling you how God increases people. There was a time David desired to drink water. Now you see David's appetite. He wanted to drink water from Rachel's well. A well by Rachel's sepulchre. That was where the garrison of the Philistine is. Water is not water. That's the water he wanted to drink. He didn't ask for it. He said the men heard of it. And he said 3 men entered. Why were they not afraid? The camp of the enemy. They knew they were bigger than their enemies. He said 3 men broke into the garrison of the Philistine and fetched water from the well. That means in that battle, it was 2 that were fighting. One drew water and carried the water. The water didn't throw away, sir. They were so in charge that the guy walked with stability and brought water to David. How do you think men take nation? He said, blessed is the man whose quiver is full of sons. He will not be ashamed of the enemy at the gate. When a man is blessed, one of the ways you see it is by those who surround him. Kings, warriors, prophets suddenly surround you. And when you want to take a nation, it won't take sleep from your eyes. They will tell you, relax. There was a time David went to war. He was old. He was no longer strong. And the nephew of the warrior he killed, Goliath, the nephew of Goliath called Ishanobor, came into the battle for David. The guy fought until he wanted to kill David. And the Bible said Abishai came and slew the guy and turned to David. He said, you will no more go to battle. Let the light of God disappear from Israel. Do you know what it means? Your men tell you rest. Anything you think of, we will do. That's how God blesses people. I don't know who is listening to me, but your men shall not be few. Your company shall be enlarged. Your men shall not be few. Your company shall be enlarged. Valiant men will stand with you. Oh, when I read the Chronicles of David, I was touched. The Bible said the men that came to David, he said the sons of the Gadites. He said they had faces like lions. Men were like lions. He spoke. He said some were like gazelles. They could move on the mountain. Anywhere David wanted to enter, there were warriors. They told him, relax. How did he fight so many battles? And there was no casualty. Because he had men. There were priests. There were prophets. There were warriors. There were business people. That's how God increases people. When God wants to increase you, he gives you men. Valiant men, whose heart the Lord has touched. A little one shall become 1,000. A small one shall become a great nation. I don't know what you do, but I stand here in the office of the prophet. I stand here by the authority of the apostolic. I stand here by the rod of priesthood. And I decree over you, your men shall multiply. Some of you will wake up, you'll discover your company is increasing. That's how the church grew, sir. That's how the church grew. On the day of Pentecost, Peter spoke. 3,000 was added to the church. Acts chapter 2 verse 41. And then Peter spoke again. Acts chapter 4 verse 4. 5,000 was added to the church. Then Acts chapter 6 verse 1. The Bible said the number of the disciples multiplied. Verse 7, Acts chapter 6. He said a great company of the priests became obedient to the faith. A point came, they couldn't count. They started sending people out. And Philip went to Samaria and took the city. So they started counting men, but they ended up counting cities. Men became so big that individuals became cities. Individuals became nations. That's multiplication. You see that business you are doing? You have been in one kiosk for 10 years. Get ready. Suddenly even the governor will become part of your men. You will sit in your parlor. You will make a call. Even governments will check. God didn't call us here for a joke. He said out of the mouth of babes and sucklings, he said, thou hast ordained strength. Some of you almost gave up on yourself, but something is coming on you. People will show up, you will wonder. Oh, sir, when we started the work, I look left, look right. All the little savings I had, God told me to sow it. I was almost stranded. When the time drew near, men began to come out of the caves. I've heard your messages for 2 years. I have something for you. They'll give you an envelope, it's dollars. They'll give you, it's dollars. They'll give you, it's dollars. Me who was fidgeting, I went back and crossed my leg. I said, what do you need? LED, get one. I started talking like a big man. I said, how can we start without screens? I said, no, it will never be heard that I use curtains. The fidgeting person had become a warrior because men showed up, sir. You need men. Even Jesus, the Son of God, needed men. He had some in the public, he had some in the secret. The Bible spoke of secret disciples. Those are the ones that sit with kings. And they were loyal even at the point of death. After Jesus died, a man showed up. What do you need? They said they need a sepulchre. We'll give you one that nobody has been buried in. And he went to Pilate, give me his body. If that man didn't come, prophecy wouldn't have been fulfilled. Because he was supposed to be buried for him to be in the grave for 3 days and 3 nights. He took a man showing up, collected the body, it was prepared and put in a sepulchre in an honorable manner. Some of you will have sons in the public, you will have sons in the private. Men that can call the president and say, this thing should be done. Please sit down. Let me round up. My time is finished. Tomorrow I'll talk about the principles. I'm telling you how men become mighty. When God multiplies you, He will give you men. There are certain people that they will enter your life for just 1 month. Their job is to give you 3 contracts that will change your story. That's God working. And these are the things you will begin to see.